Well, hey, Badfingers. I have a new episode of The Pull List. And this week we're going to be talking about 3 comics I picked up this week, as well as 2 comics I picked up last week. I didn't do an episode of The Pull List, so I apologize about that. Let's start off with Valiant. Most everything I have here is Marvel. So let's start with Valiant and issue 2 of Faith. And this is by Jody Hauser and Francis Portela. And we pick up from previous issue where Faith was pretty much suckered into a trap. She survived, though. It was a house in the middle of kind of a residential area, and it exploded and catching fire of the other houses nearby. She thankfully was able to save people from them, and she feels pretty guilty about it because she feels like she kind of blames herself, although everyone's kind of cool with it. Like, you know, look, you saved their lives, you know, whatever. The cops are cool with her, the family is cool, but she still feels somewhat responsible about it. She tries to kind of contact some of the other teammates she used to have on her old team, and she ends up trying to hook up with, not hook up like sexually, but, you know, check out her ex-boyfriend, who is now a superhero, but now he's got a reality show, which is stupid as you might think it is, and, you know, stupid as you might think it is. She asks for his help, but he's kind of like blowing her off here, although he's not really happy about blowing her off, so you get the sense that maybe he might join her later. Once she does some investigating, the people she's seeking out are following her, and the issue ends pretty abruptly with, let's see, she's at her office. She works at this website that pretty much does stupid clickbait stuff, and she's talking to her boss when the people she's trying to find seek her out and start shooting. Tune in next time. A pretty exciting issue. The art is beautiful. I love all the fantasy sequences because she's a huge dork, so she has a very romantic view of what she does. Her boss, Mimi, might be the most frightening character I've ever seen in my life. She just has these expressions that are just terrifying. She is seriously scarier than Scott Snyder's Joker. Easy. And I really dug these first couple of issues. This is me going in fairly blind to this character who's pre-existed before the series, but I've enjoyed it quite a bit. I'm going to give this a strong 4 Ram chips. I'm going to keep reading. I'm going to add this to my the poll list. And I recommend you at least check out one of the first 2 issues. Now, let's go on to Marvel! With Daredevil. And this is by Charles Soule and Ron Garney. And this is an interesting issue. Both Daredevil and Blind Spot are separately confronting people they want to tell some truth to. And let's see, Daredevil has hooked up with Captain America, Steve Rogers' Captain America. Steve Rogers is still old, so he really can't start jumping in and punching like he is. So he asks Daredevil to help him out on a mission in Brooklyn, trying to save a building full of people from a bomb. Meanwhile, they're communicating through a listening device. At the same time, Blind Spot goes to his mother and tells... I mean, first off, she pulls her off of 10 fingers, by the way. I don't know, it's not every day you see your mom dressed in leather with 20 fingers and making out with a creepy, evil cult guy. So anyway, he confronts her and tells her that she should get away from this guy and his cult, and she disagrees. Meanwhile, Daredevil is able to save the day from the bomb, but he is unable to break the news that he wanted to tell Steve Rogers, namely that he's Daredevil. And apparently, something has happened that has made everyone forget, even the other superheroes. I'm still having feelings about that, frankly, because one of the things I really loved about Daredevil in recent years was there was no magic thing that made everybody forget that he was Daredevil. And apparently, there's been some sort of magic thing that's made everybody forget he's Daredevil. And I'm curious to see how this rides out, but I'm not totally happy with that. Outside of that, the art from Ron Garney is awesome and beautiful. I still love the muted colors where it's black and red And of course, his art pencils are just strong as ever. I think he's an underappreciated superhero artist. I think he's fantastic. And also, we get to know Blind Spot a little bit better. Really digging this for the most part. I'm going to give this 4 RAM chips. Definitely not bad Daredevil. Check it out. And let's go over to Hellcat, Patsy Walker, aka Hellcat. And this is by Kate Lith and Brittany Williams. And it's still fun as usual. She's trying to get her business started where she is creating a employment agency for people who have superpowers who don't want to be superheroes or villains. And she and her roommate, let's see what his name, Ivan Sue. Ivan introduces her to his really cranky landlord, who is like so crotchety. You'd think, if it was Christmas time, this would be the time he'd learn the true meaning of Christmas. But it's not Christmas, unfortunately, so he's just a jerk. And apparently they're up to something. They're throwing people out left and right and keeping their deposits, which I think is illegal. It's kind of illegal. But what she discovers is that his son has bug powers where he can like summon bugs and command bugs and stuff like that. So they give people bed bugs, which is kind of gross. And let's see, it's a great issue. She confronts them. She also gives the son a chance to renew his life. The art is really snazzy and awesome. Very beautiful work by Brittany Williams. And the dialogue is really great. I feel like the series is kind of been doing a lot of setup for the first, what's this, issue 3. This is issue 3. For the first couple, we were getting some kind of setup and ground. Now the series kind of feels more grounded as far as what I think Kate Lith wants to do, and I'm enjoying the heck out of it. This is I'm going to give this one 5 RAM chips. In case you're not buying it, I do recommend checking it out. It's a lot of fun. Now, I had some books last week that I didn't get a chance to review. Let's talk about first Avengers Standoff, Welcome to Pleasant Hill, right here, by Nick Spencer and Mark Bagley, one of my favorite. He's one of the most dependable. Oh, excuse me, it's 5 o'clock.
Sorry about that, folks.
Sorry, I'm not going to stop the video. There we go. Let's see. Anyway, that is where do we live? I was talking about Mark Bagley. Mark Bagley is just an awesome, super dependable, gorgeous comic book artist. He does superhero art perfectly. And what's great about him is his human stuff, his regular everyday stuff looks just as good, frankly. And we see this story where this guy is just stuck in this kind of Twilight Zone-y, Republican 50s kind of place where people live. And not too Republican 50s because it's very kind of diverse and mixed. It's a very happy, perfect place. And it's not a happy, perfect place. He's been trying to get out, and he can't figure out who he is or what's going on. We're led to believe it's Bucky, actually, but not so much. Now, I'm going to be talking about spoilers here, but it is actually, after he talks to Mayor Hill, he's confronted by another person who lives there, and apparently it's a prison where they're keeping supervillains they can't keep in. And it's a new idea from S.H.I.E.L.D. where it creates this reality that they think they're in some kind of like, nice little place and they're just regular people. And he is able to break the programming, and we realize that it is Baron Zemo and the Fixer. So this is where they've been keeping Zemo lately. Probably this is going to blow up in everybody's faces. It's probably one of those things that seems like a good idea, but I don't know. This has a lot of bad news written all over it. Pretty good issue. The art's really good. It's a good setup for what's going to be happening in the Avengers books for the next couple months. Dug this one a lot. I'm going to give this 4 Ram chips. I think it's a good solid read. I think you can probably... well, I haven't got to the other issues yet, so I don't know if this is essential reading or not, but I think it gets you plugged into what's coming up soon. So, I would pick it up. And lastly is Powerman and Iron Fist, #1. And this is from David Walker and Stanford Green. And David Walker is a writer I've discovered recently in the last couple of years. He is the writer of Shaft for Dynamite, and he is Dynamite. He's fantastic on that book. And he is excellent on this book. He definitely almost kind of does what Tarantino does, where he takes the flavor of the 70s, but is able to perfectly put it in today's setting. And that's kind of what this book feels like. And I would also agree that also kind of fits in with the artist. Green also does that. It has that kind of like 70s flavor without feeling like, they're trying to copy the 70s. It does have that kind of like, that kind of worn look. It's not too perfect and pretty. This issue deals with them picking up Jenny, who used to be their assistant back when they were the Heroes for Hire. And she's apparently been in prison for a while. To be honest, I'm not too familiar with the character, so I definitely have to maybe do some research on it. But she seems like, she's kind of still messed up from the experience. And she needs something. She asks Powerman and Iron Fist to go get it from Tombstone. It's nice to see Tombstone again. He fits in really well with this kind of villain. He originally started as a Spider-Man villain, but to be honest, I think he works better with street characters like Powerman, Iron Fist, Punisher, or Daredevil, or something like that. He's a lot of fun. But they are able to get this amulet from him in a really cool fight scene. By the way, I absolutely love the fight scene here. I love Powerman's look. He's definitely got this cool like yellow dress shirt and the black vest kind of look. I don't know if that's his permanent look, but it looks awesome. And everything seems okay, except for the fact that she now reveals that this was a trick, and she wanted to get this amulet for one of Luke Cage's old villains, Black Mariah, Mariah Dillon, who is supposed to be going to be part of the Netflix Luke Cage series, and she's been an old villain of his since the 70s. Haven't really seen much of her since then, because to be honest, I've been reading comics forever, and I completely forgot about her. So it's cool. She's definitely planning on making a comeback, and Jenny and this amulet have something to do with it. So I'm very excited about this. I love this. I'm going to throw this one issue in. I'm going to throw this on my pull list. Loved it a lot. This is 5 Ram Chips. This is one of the best books I've read in a couple weeks. Recommended. Check it out. I think that's it for now. So until next time, push the button, Lindsay.